Tropical gardening is a big part of what we do here at Championing the Underdog, so we can grow food and be sustainable. This is a star apple tree, which as you can see is quite a unique tree, but I'm going to show you through all the trees in my garden just so you get a sense of how much you can do on a small block of land. Just click like for this video and subscribe, and I'll show you through my garden. The next tree along is called a rambutan tree. So it's got a red spiky looking exterior, and the inside is soft white fruit, a little bit like a lychee nut. Not the best tree I've seen, but it's coming pretty good compared to what it was. The next tree along is a kumquat tree. So the kumquat tree grows quite well in the tropics, and as you can see it's got a number of small green fruit on there. They'll go into nice kumquats that will be a great addition to my diet. You can also see the passion fruit vine that crawls along my fence. It's flowering right now, and it will provide me with passion fruit from now for a long time, because I've got a few of them growing over my fence, and you'll see them. Up here on the front fence there's some more passion fruit vine overhanging. Every 12 months or so I cut them off, so you're not having 3 or 4 years old vine on your fence. So I prune them off and let them re-sprout and send out a fresh vine. This is a black sapote tree, so this is where the black sapote fruit grows on this tree, and I must say with little fertilizing, it's just very happy here and growing really well. Now I'm going to head inside to show you some of the fruits and vegetables, but going up the driveway I've planted on either side, and it's just a part of making sure you're getting the most value out of every square metre. There's some chili bushes there, and after the chili bushes that's lemongrass. That's a Panama berry, which should be nice. More chilies, a little sort of capsicum type chili there, and cat's whiskers that's called. It's a purely ornamental. So this tree is a golden Penda, which is just a lovely tree to have in the area. The reason I'm showing you it, it's got a dragon fruit vine growing up it. So that vine will grow up, and the problem is it will keep growing up, but might give us some dragon fruit at some point. The next plant I want to show is my custard apple tree. So the custard apple, some people refer to this as the sugar apple, but if you can get a good look, you can see the fruit. That one there could be coming riper, and the other ones are obviously small, but custard apple or sugar apple. What a delightful fruit dessert it can be. This tree out the front is called the Mamey Sapote, which you can Google. It's quite a large fruit, but again, the dragon fruit is climbing its way up here, so it's not going to have that far to go, and then maybe it'll give me some dragon fruit. But if you look at the vine from inside, you can see the passion fruit vines do get quite bushy, but they also deliver buckets and buckets of passion fruit. Now I'm just going to show you some veggies that I've got in the garden bed beside me. So I've got the beans there, the green beans, the climbing beans that are going to provide beans for me in a few weeks. I've got some perpetual spinach, which seems to be growing well, some kangkong, and yeah, all growing in that garden bed. I'll just turn around now so you get the rest of the front garden. You can see a pawpaw tree that's come up all on its own, and also this sweet potato container. So I've never grown sweet potato in a bucket like this before, but it should do well. Looks to be well draining, and goodness knows it's getting heaps of rain with all the rain we've been having. So before we go at the back, let's take a shot down the side of the house. So just some pawpaw trees, Malabar spinach, and I think there's some herbs down there. So we've now come around the house to the backyard, and you can see through to where we were. So this side area, as I say, it's mainly pawpaw trees, but this Malabar spinach is growing well. I just need to prune the tree above to let more light in. But as you can see, we've got another passion fruit vine. I can see some rosemary down there and another chili bush. So let's finish the backyard, and here at the back along the fence line, we've got a gramachama, or gramachama, which is a Brazilian cherry or Brazilian grape-like fruit. Needs a lot of water, and next to it's a better known brother or cousin, Jaboticaba. and this tree actually fruits on the trunk, which is quite a sight to see when it forms the fruit on its trunk, but beautiful for jams and all sorts of things, the Jaboticaba. Before we go down that way, we'll have a look at this little food pod that I acquired from Enviromart in Cairns. And yeah, this came from Enviromart, and it has a basin in the bottom, so basically these plants all are bottom watered, so obviously you get heavy rain here in the tropics and it's trapped in the bottom of it in a reservoir. So when it's not raining, the plants just suck up the water they need from underneath. So this is really good labour saving device, because the plants sort of look after themselves in the food pod. You just got to keep weeding when they get out of control. Behind me here is actually Malabar spinach and cucumber, which I didn't do on purpose, but it's interesting the way the cucumber vine has grown all over the Malabar spinach, because the Malabar spinach is a very quick grower. It grows really quickly and strongly, and the cucumber's just about kept up with it and provided us a number of lovely big white cucumbers, which has been gorgeous. I've also got mulberries down the side. Now if you look at these mulberry trees, they're called down south, but up here in the tropics they mainly grow into bushes. So they provide lovely mulberries, exactly the same fruit that tastes exactly the same. And if we go around behind the shed, you can see a guava tree that's already produced lovely guavas for me. I'll go around the shed and meet you on the other side. So just in front of me here is a lemonade tree. The lemonade tree is just holding an awesome amount of fruit, very productive, one of the most productive trees I've seen. And this is an older lemonade tree here that I've tried to control with pruning, so that the branches can actually hold the fruit, because what you're seeing there is so much fruit that it's weighing some of the weaker branches down. So, but I'm happy just to have such a productive tree. So now we'll go past this garden bed and I'll film it from the other side. You can see kangkong in the front of this garden bed, kangkong, which grows very aggressively and is a lovely salad addition. The stalks are actually a bit like cucumber to eat, but also the beans. These green beans are the ones that are producing snake beans for me now, and when these have had enough, I'll have beans out the front on the other vines. But I'll just walk along the back. As you see here, Malabar spinach, a great addition to any salad or anything you could use spinach in, use Malabar spinach. I planted some chives here, but I haven't seen much action yet, and this is a very sickly looking cucumber vine, and I think it's because it's between the shade of the house and the big orange tree, but you can see the green smart container it's in, that again is a bottom watering container, so saves you on water. So we're now inside the back gate. If you pan around, you can see another guava tree. I've pruned that because the guava is more likely to give you good fruit off of new growth, so I prune it back every now and then. This is a wampi tree. The wampi is a Japanese grape, but I've never seen any fruit on it. The only fruit that comes off of this wampi is passionfruit, because the passionfruit vine grows all over top of it. And then we've got an orange tree here, which is one of my biggest citruses, laden with oranges. And if we go past, on our way back, you will see a mandarin tree, which is not that old, but producing fruit already. I think it's going to have a good life here, this mandarin tree. And finally, in this part of the yard, this is a dragon fruit. As you can see, I've tried to grow it in the traditional way that dragon fruit growers in Asia do it. So hopefully it's going to hang over at about this height and give us some fruit in due course. So this is actually a blood orange, which is going to be a little tree I'm going to keep in a pot here and hopefully produce some of those beautiful blood oranges. Another pawpaw tree, and what I'm starting to do now is top them or cut them in the hope they'll send out 2 branches. And we've got to be more creative to, rather than just have the one tree, hopefully we can have more productive trees by topping them and getting more branches going and producing more pawpaws. Down there some chives with a finger lime, and the next one's stevia. I wish you could taste this stevia. It's so sweet, a lot sweeter than sugar, without all the other consequences. And that's a laksa bush, and that's used to flavour, you won't be surprised, laksa soup. We move along some more perpetual spinach, which has fed me for a long while now. It's one of those come and come again plants where you snip off what you want and come back. And if we go then over to the lemon, that's a Meyer lemon, which is very hardy and will grow anywhere for the tropics, up to where you get frost. The Meyer lemon's very hardy and super productive. These beautiful little mustard greens there, I'll take a look at those. That's how they should look, because I've been looking after those ones. And the other side is mustard greens that have gone a bit wild because the bugs have taken to them. But yeah, that's basically, I've showed you outside the fence, I've showed you the front yard and now the backyard, and the only thing I missed is the yams on the corner. They're yams. So yam beans, some people call them, but you wouldn't eat the beans because they're poisonous. The yams are what you dig out of the ground and eat, and I'm looking forward to those in a few months. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my tropical gardening.